And of course, we have some partners. Uh, let's do it, of course, Earth Day as well. And we have some partners in the Baltic Sea states. And if some of you are from the Baltic Sea states, then you should know that in autumn on the World Cleanup Day, we will make the third Clean Games Baltic Cup in Baltic Sea states. And it will be part of World Cleanup Day. We have these partnerships with these organizations, and we are happy to have new organizers of events during this Baltic Cup on board. There is a slide about brand collaborations, and this is just for you to know that my point previously was that this tool helps with cooperating with brands and companies, socially responsible businesses, and that's just a proof for that. You definitely can get some company interested with this format because they can make it as a corporate event for them, for their employees, or they could sponsor your public event, and they will be interested in that because it's a nice story to tell. Okay, the second part of this workshop is a playtest, but before that, I will be happy to answer general questions about the methodology, about the format and our project. And in 11:30, we will start the playtest part. So I can see a question in chat from Daniel. How can I use these points? Are they only for in-game purchases, or are they more like tokens and I can swap them to fiat money, cryptocurrency? Sorry for not asking the question loudly, but I'm at work. Okay. Thanks for the question. Well, it's a really good question because we thought about using these points in the real world, and we thought about some partnerships with like retail store to use some points to get discounts in the retail store, for example. But right now there is no use but for game itself. And actually there is a point that usually we have prizes in the game, but these prizes shouldn't be very big because the main motivation is to participate in a game. And like if you want to win a car, you will cheat because, well, it's a car, right? So these prizes should be not very small but not very big. So we don't make we don't want to get money motivation here. Did I answer the question, Daniel? Tell me in the chat or speak out loud. Okay, great. And as for in-game purchases, yeah, it's a very good mention. Actually, there are in-game purchases. In game, you can buy some additional inventory for you to collect waste. Like you can have additional equipment. In different games, it differs, and it's not an obligation for an organizer to do that. But in some games, we use that. You can spend these game points to get some equipment. Besides that, we don't use them for anything. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question here,
Yeah.
Elisa. I was wondering, how easy is it to use this game? Let's say I have no experience in any
Yeah.
game organization like this before, but I have a network
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of children, and at the moment, for
Mm-hmm.
example, it would be great to use this game
Yeah.
to help them engage outside.
Yeah.
So can I just sign up and like set up some collection points very easily?
Well, basically yes. Basically yes. Like uh, we incentivize our newcomers to make a test game like for 10 people or something, and it could be made in days. The thing is that we build a structure around this format. So usually um, when we when we approach someone or someone approaches us, we ask like, what is your background? How many people you can gather around you? And the scale could be really different. The last tournament in St. Petersburg, Russia, was for 1,500 people. They collected 20 tons of litter, and there was 12 locations across the city. In every location, there was an organizer, and like there were logistics and other things to do. Of course, removal of the waste collected. Uh, there are big questions, but if you want to make a small event for 10 people, it's really easy. What you need to do is um, to get to know with our guidelines, because we have some guidelines to use our methodology, like naming, logotype, and so on. There isn't so much we ask for. And you need to download this app to try it, and that's it. In a week, you can have an event.
Great, thanks.
Okay. Other questions? We have 24 participants, and some of them are Zoom support. Okay. If there is no questions, then we should get to the second part, and this is the play test. And we have some people that are located in countries with warm weather outside, and we have some people with not so warm weather. What we will do next is a play test of our game. So what we need to do is to make sure that everyone has an application at his or her phone. So please post in the chat that you had it, that you installed it. Just send me a plus or something. Liza, yes, okay. Okay. Great. Great. Italy. Cengiz, please tell me how it doesn't work. What do you mean? Could you speak out loud?
Yeah, of course I can speak also. I download the app, but I couldn't enter the app exactly.
Well, let's get to this slide because there is a proper way to do that. After you download the app, you should log in with your Facebook account or with no social network option. Then you should find the game, which is called Let's Do It World Conference, because usually there are dozens of games, dozens of events. So you should find this one.
Yeah, I download the game. I installed the application on my phone, but actually the page doesn't work. It just stay like this.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I will be happy to work it out. I think we don't have time right now to do that, but please send me your mobile phone model and operating system version, so I could pass that to my tech support team and they could solve it. Maybe it's about compatibility, maybe it's something else. We will know, and we'll be happy to make a short tour for you individually after this workshop. Okay, I got a message from you.
Okay.
Yeah, and Zoom support. Can I ask you to do what Henry is asking?
Yes.
So we could save our time.
I am already talking with it. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Then okay, it's 11:30, so we should start. People who installed it and can join the game, please confirm that you join the game and created a team. When you create a team, you should choose a category, and if the weather outside is warm, then you can use the default option. But if the weather is cold and you want to go outside differently, then choose a category, choose the family category. It will help us to define these two categories. And once you are ready, just post a plus into the chat. And what we will do next, we will actually collect litter, whether it's outside or inside of your house. Well, outside is better, but it's up to you. Go outside with a bag. Like, well, I will say start when we will start, but I just explain in rules. You will go outside with a bag. You will collect litter, and you will need to use this plus button option. Use this plus button to make photos before and after. In classic formats, like in ordinary games, not test games like this one, it's an option. It's not obligation to make these photos. And usually you pass the collected litter to a volunteer, so a volunteer can wait the liter and get the correct number of kilograms and enroll the game points. In this case, we don't have a volunteer. We are all spread across the globe. So we will calculate what you collected using this function. You will make these photos before and after, and we will see what you have. So you collect litter, you make check-ins, meaning that you make pictures before and after the cleanup in this little spot. It could be just picking up a cigarette butt, but you should still make these photos. If you're at home and you don't go outside, you can search for things that you didn't throw away, but maybe you should. And if like it could be a candy wrapper or something, or just a thing that you don't need to use anymore, and it can be recycled or something. Yeah, well, that's the concept. So once we all collect litter and make these photos, the person from our team will enroll the game points for you, and we will discuss it. This person is called buyer usually. So the buyer will purchase this waste collected in the game system, and the game points will be enrolled. We have 30 minutes for that. Well, actually, we will start a little bit later, but that's fine. We don't want to make a parade here. We just want to try the application and the format. So please tell me if you are ready to go. Post a plus in the chat. These are actually also examples of photos. Like you found something, and this is the photo you could take. Yeah, that's it. Let me check the chat. Yeah, about Estonia. Yeah, right, Regina. Usually in the system you indicate the city you are in, and if you make an event in Munich, then you will indicate Munich. But this game is not an ordinary game. We have testers from across the globe, but we needed to indicate some cities, so we indicated Tallinn, Estonia, because Let's Do It. It's a home city of Let's Do It World organization. So that's it. But it's a formal thing in this case. First time, if you want to go at home, then you should choose the family category. But the name of the team is up to you. You could just name it as you want. Okay, I see that there are 4 teams: Ireland, Team Munich, Slovakia, and another Slovak team. That's great. Another team just joined. The Viljandi, if I spell it right. And another from Tallinn. By the way, let me share my another screen, so you could see that I'm actually monitoring it from our website. Right now it's in Russian. Let me. Yeah, now it's in English. So I can see in real time what teams just joined. Okay, so it's 37. I think like 20 minutes will be enough for us. So I'll wait for another minute if someone will join. Please tell me if you are on the way. SGKF Association. I didn't get it. What do you mean that you lose? You just in, so you, well, we're waiting for you. It's okay. We can wait for another minute or two. Vitaro, Italia, name of the team. It's up to you. You can choose the name of your team. It's your team. So once we're ready, you could leave the Zoom conference and join after, or you could keep it with you. It's up to you. I will be silent here, waiting for you to complete your mission. Like in 1 minute we will start. I will say that we start and we will go for it. We'll run for litter to collect, and then I will wait. And at 12 it will be finished. It will be like closed. No more check-ins to submit. First timer, yes, talent is just a formal thing. If you will make your own game, it will be in your city. So you should go outside of your city, of course, not in Thailand, because you are not in Thailand. So we needed to indicate some city. We indicated this city just because we needed to indicate one. There is no litter on the map because it's not a real game. So you definitely, it's okay to clean whatever you find. In a real game, you make it in advance. You mark littered areas. Well, we'll speak about that again after the game. Well, it's a start. You can run for it. You can run for it. You can leave the conference and join it after you finish at 12, or you could keep it with you. I will be there, but I could speak with someone in the meantime if someone will be listening and willing to talk. But usually there is enough things to do when you go outside. Well, it depends on the country, of course. So we will be here in 20 minutes at 12. The game just started. If you're going outside, go outside with a bag, or maybe several bags. This is not the first game. This is not the first test game in this format, and I remember that in some places people can just go outside and have a lot of litter just in 20 minutes. But I don't know how it will be in this case. Okay, let me check about this question. Maybe you should try to reopen the application, because this button appears when the game is started, and maybe you should just need to refresh it. Okay, Eliza, right now what you should do is to try to find any letter you can, and in the meantime we will see what is happening. Also, we just got this game like restarted, so you could try it again, because the game started. There should be a button. A plus button is in the right bottom. By the way, if someone is looking the conference right now, there is a web page of the game. It looks like that. I usually have some information about the game, the description, the city, the organizer, and so on. There's some poster.
I actually have a question about this website.
Yeah.
Because I'm using such a dinosaur, so I'm not able to use an app. But we organize cleanups in Hamburg since last year, and we will continue this year. And as Corona is still an issue, we're really interested in looking for opportunities to organize, Corona conform cleanups. So my question is it possible to manage the game using the website, and how?
So you think that your players want wear smartphones with them, right?
Because no, my question is, you're right now you're the admin of this game, or it looks like.
Yeah.
And is this possible for normal users too? Would this be possible for organization maybe? So how do you set up a game?
Okay, well, yeah, it's you can do that on the website. I suppose it's better to have a smartphone when you build a map, because you check the area, you found some big pile of garbage or something, and you need to make a pin on the map. So it's better to use a phone for that. But
fortunately, I'm not alone.
Besides of that, well, to prepare a game, you can do it in advance, like in 2 weeks. It's not like you need to do it on site. Usually, people register in the game in advance. It's better for them to do that, because, like, right now it's a little bit stressed, right? You just downloaded some kind of a new app on your phone. You need to get to know it. You need to understand what to do. You need to register there. What is the name of the team? I don't know. What's the team? So there is a million questions, and of course it's better to make it in advance in a more comfortable way. We just here we just need to do that this way, because we don't know how many people will join, and etc. So in a real game, you make it in advance, and it will be easy for an organizer and for players to register.
That sounds good, because we actually thought about a similar app, and we thought about how would it be possible for us to program it. But it's good to see that, and we did quite some research about it, but I didn't see your app during this research, and it's quite good to know that it already exists, because this will be very helpful for next year.
Yeah, actually, you may test it this year too, because as I told, we made several events like in spring when Corona came, we canceled all the events, but then in summer we adapted the format, and restrictions in our city they were being changed all the time. But we there was a contract with some department of city administration, and we needed to put something into the plan. So we said that we will make not one event for like 300 people, but we will make like 12 events for 10 or 30 people. When the restrictions were changed, we were flexible to change the number of participants in every location. And even if there is a strong restriction, like no more than 2 people from one family at a place, we can do that anyway, because they can start in different, like this event. We are in different countries. You're alone, I'm alone. We can start in different time in different places, but there is a competition. So what we need is just to mark related areas. We need to have organizations. We need to have organizers on site, and that's it. And we need to remove the waste collected after the event. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's doable even with the strongest restrictions you may think of. Yeah.
I think sorry. Were you finished?
Yeah. Go on.
Okay. I think what's really intriguing about it is that we were thinking a lot about how to make cleanups something like a socially acceptable hobby, so that people clean up the area all year long, not only at one specific central event such as World Cleanup Day, but maybe every second week or once a month or something like this. And I think apps like these can be quite an important tool to reach this goal, and to motivate people to create their own cleanups and their own games and competitions with their friends and so on. And I think it would be also possible to maybe create a game that is ongoing, like a browser game or so, that's always there with that people can become the best cleanuppers of the city of the whole year or something like this.
Well, the ideas are flying in the air, I believe. Well, because this is something we thought of recently. Maybe we will even implement something like that in the near future. But right now it's all about events. Like it has the beginning and it has an end, and there is a competition in a short period of time. We thought about like adding plugin to this, so you could make it when you run, when you on your goal, when you're walking. So yeah, that's a good idea.
That's so cool, because we actually had very similar ideas last year, but we're a fresh organization. We only exist since last winter, and so we do not have the capacity to actually program such an app. But we had similar ideas, and so we bundled up with other organizations from Hamburg, and we actually also met up with the local authorities and talked with them about it. And I think in Hamburg we're really close to implement an idea like this, and all we need is an app that works. So it's really good to know for us to see that you have such an app. Very cool. We'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. Well, we'll be happy to. Like, you don't have a smartphone right now, right? You just have this button phone, right?
I do not have anymore, but I have enough friends or partners in the organization.
Yeah. I just checked. Well, we could make a short tour for you. Like, if you, whenever you are ready to plan an event, we can make a short tour for you individually. Just approach us. Well, actually leave some contact information so we could contact you as well, and we will talk about events in Germany. It's, or like, on any dates you want.
That's so cool. Thank you very much. I just leave it in the chat, all right?
Yeah. Just leave it in the chat.
So that's mine, and our website is this. Wait. But it's all in German.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So glad I made it to this workshop. I had some internet issues before, so I had to change the flat. Now I'm in my own flat today. This morning I was at my girlfriend's.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to have you on board. Okay, we have 5 minutes until the end.
Time just flew by.
We can talk. Yeah. Go on.
I have to say that I went outside, but it's all snow there, so there is nothing to collect.
Yeah. Well, in that case, there is something to do at home maybe, because, well, as I said, if it's cold outside, it's better to check if there is anything at home. Well, but thanks for your effort. Thanks for your effort. Yeah, it's difficult right now to make a game outside in lots of countries. I'm happy that there are participants from countries with warmer weather. But yeah, well, thanks for your effort. Yeah, we have 4 minutes until the end of the game. Yeah, it's a cool idea. It's a cool idea from Let's Do support team to clean the road. Yeah, I thought about something like that, like filling up the snow, maybe making a snowman or something to imitate some activity. Okay, Eliza, I'm very happy to hear that. Event with kids for a school. I will be happy to know what is before a school. And yeah, you're in the lockdown. Yeah, it's totally doable in the lockdown, and we'll be happy to move forward when the lockdown will be lifted. And kids is a great audience. In many events we made, this is the primary audience. Young people as well, but school kids is one of the biggest part of the audience. Regina, try to reopen the application. There should be a plus button or a photo button, like a camera button, so you could make these photos and they will be uploaded. You choose, you can make one photo or two photos, like before and after, and they will be uploaded. Right now I see that there is a check-in from Eliza. So it's working, but not so many chickens. And we need them to calculate the results. Okay, you found it. Great. So the game just ended. That means that we don't collect any more litter outside or at home, but there is a little time to submit your chickens to the app. Like if you spend your time to collect it and didn't have time to make photos, it's all right. In a real game, there is no need to make photos on the run, because you collect litter and you pass bags to a volunteer from the organizers team, and these volunteers enroll the game points, and they weigh the litter you collected. They weigh these bags. In this case, we imitate all this with these pictures, and our volunteer right now is calculating the results. So we have some chickens from Eliza and Regina. We will wait until there will be more. In the meantime, I want you to share the experience, because, well, I know that all of you, I suppose, participated in cleanups at some point, or maybe you were a passionate activist and you are doing this like all the time or regularly. But this time it was a competition. So I want to know what was the experience for you, knowing this is a competition. How did it change? So please share. Just turn on your mic and tell me your impression.
So maybe I will start if this is okay.
Yeah, please. Yeah, please.
So for that it is a competition did not bring so much additional motivation, as I'm in a cleanup group in Munich anyway. So for me, it's rather normal. But what I find really found really satisfying with this app, that you have like the before after pictures, and that you're like actively asked to take photos before and after, and like you look at the pictures and you see like your result and see, okay, I've really changed something, I made this place clean. And yeah, so this is really nice. And maybe like when you participate several times and you see that even if you don't win, that you're among the like top people in cleaning, then I guess like this will also be really satisfying. But like now at the start, was no specific motivation for me.
Yeah. Okay, you made 2 points. One is about these photos. Yes, before and after, you can see your result, your impact. You can see it's real, and yeah, it's a great way to share your result. That's true. And about motivation, like it's different for an activist. Like you already have all motivation you need, right? Otherwise you weren't an activist. Our goal is to attract as many people as possible to these activities. So for school kids, for example, or for young people, a competition with prizes, no matter how big they are, it's a way to impress other people, and it's a way to be engaged. Like they start with this kind of engagement, and then they can see the actual results of this, and then the motivation can evolve, right? So I understand your side of this, and yes, when we will see the scorecard, it can be there could be additional impression of it. We will wait for our participants to submit their photos and our volunteer on to calculate the results. I see that this is in progress right now. In the meantime, what about other people? Eliza, maybe you can tell something about the experience with the application and the idea of the competition and the game.
Yeah, I felt a bit like Regina. For me, the motivation is there anyway, so it's not. But I can totally see how it can create something like a momentum in a group, an energy, also to feel connected. Like I really liked the idea that we were all doing it in our own corners, but that we were feeling connected like a network through the app.
Yeah,
that I really liked. And I can totally see how I can organize events here with people who are maybe motivated, but that need this extra little push to actually start doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that. I want to ask, like your teams were. Your team was Ireland team, right? And Regina is from Team Munich. Okay, so I want to ask Slovakia and Slovak team. Maybe this is the same and just duplicated. But still, Slovakia, Slovak, Viljendi, Tallinn, and Italia. Are you submitting some check-ins? What is going on your side? Did you get back to us? Please tell me. Okay, thanks, Talon. In the meantime, we'll wait a few minutes for other teams. Maybe they're in progress. In the meantime, there is a question from Regina. Is it possible to calculate your total waste collection with an app if you take part in several competitions? That's a really good question. And this is something we want to implement in the near future. We want to make a profile for a person. And like we saw when people like are really passionate about this, and we had several tournaments in St. Petersburg this summer, the last summer, and there was a team. It's a girl and a boy, a couple actually, and they participated like in every event, like in August and in September and October, and on top of that, they won several international tournaments. Like they won the Clean Games Baltic Cup, and they won in one of the city tournaments. It was like separate events. So yeah, there should be a way to celebrate those people who are really passionate about this. So this is a really good question, and yes, there is a plan to do that. Viljandi, oh, you missed the part about cleaning your own room. Sorry about that. Well, I don't know how Snow was enjoying. I hope it was in any way. If you collected something in the snow, just let us know. Submit some chickens. If you didn't, tell me, so I should know that we're not waiting for you. Okay, if you're planning to use the app in the future, please leave some contact information. So we're not waiting for Viljandi right now, but we will be in contact in the future. And what about Italia? What about Italia? Vitaro Italia team. Are we waiting for you? Your microphone is off and we didn't get messages from you in a while. So we just need to know, should we wait? Because I don't want to show the admin panel if you are still in progress and you want to submit something. Well, it's 12. Okay, Miriam, so you are from Vitaro Italia team, right? Just confirm that if you are from Vitaro Italia team, because let me just check. Yeah, okay. So yeah, in that case, just Daniel, I will show it right away. I just want to make sure that we don't wait for anyone anymore, and this is the case. So first timer, and well, actually, anyone who wants to use the app in the future, in the near future, in any future, please send me your contact information in the chat. It could be a personal message if it's more comfortable for you. Okay, and I will show how it looks on the admin panel. Okay, so here is the events page. Here we can see some check-in event. So Eliza collected some litter. She posted a photo before and after. We can see them, and we can approve this check-in. Right now, Anna, one of our members, Clean Games members, she is approving this check-in and enrolls the game points. So after Eliza made this check-in, Anna purchased this litter collected, and she enrolled 8 game points to Eliza. The rest is check-ins from Regina and some purchases from Anna. You could filter here. We can see check-ins here. In a real game, there is not so many check-ins, but there is a lot of purchases because people go to a volunteer in real life. They pass these bags to a volunteer and volunteer in the app. Not on the website, but on the app. He or she enrolls the game points to this team. And there is also category named inventory sales. That means that you can that a volunteer can sell some inventory to teams, like just let me like something something to hold more litter and to transport it to a place. If there is a lot of litter, it could be useful. So players can buy it. There could be another activities a volunteer enrolls game points for. Photo hunt, for example, is an additional activity when you hunt for particular objects. For example, for particular species like birds, we had a game that was focused on that, and there is an educational value in this game. Kids were learning about different birds, and they hunt for them and made pictures of them. And this is just one of the examples. Let's go to the main page. This is the page of the game. There is a location and organizer and some web link to social networks, number of participants, and when the game is ended, we can see here like the total results, like how much litter was collected during the event, what was the number of participants. So we have a report for the event built in into the system. Let's see. We can see participants also. well, there are teams and there are participants, and well, in this case we had one participant per team, but in real games a team can include up to 4 participants, and it depends on the rules of particular game. Okay, we have this team page, so there are participants, number of points, category, and we have rating. Right now, it's not very fun to look at, but when you have like 20 teams or 100 teams, then it could be more impressive to look at. So here we have points and some additional categories, like if you sort waste in the game, you could enroll game points for plastic, metal, glass, batteries, cigarette butts. So you can add categories to the game, add categories to the rules, and enroll game points for anything you want. In that game, there are just some examples. So yeah, right now, let me check game events. Okay, so we have all the chickens approved and all the litter purchased. So this rating is final, with 9 points to Ireland and 6.7 points to Team Munich. But not a big competition, but congratulations. Okay, so here it is. We have another 10 minutes, and I want to ask you to if you want to add something to your impression, please do. Also, I want to ask you, do you find it useful for you, for your activities, for your cleanups? Do you want to use the methodology and the application? Please let me know if you didn't.
Anton, I was wondering, you know the way on the map you have little dots to like that so you can identify places where there is litter. But is it possible as well that people who play just identify themselves, as in they go for a walk during the game and they just like post pictures and but not really using this identification function? I don't know if
what do you mean by identification function?
Because I understood that the game works like this, that the organizer pins places where there is litter, with like big litter places, small litter places. But sometimes it's also just litter that is like on the side of the street.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
So it works the same.
It works the same.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the amount of litter differs from country to country, from city to city. So in some cases, it's really important to mark the spot because there is not so much litter. In some cases, there is so much litter that you need to pin it to like just make an accent and put some priorities here. So well, it depends, but well, the rules says that you can pick. Well, there are some rules what you can pick and what you can't pick. Like, and it depends on waste removal possibilities you have, like what you can process, what you can recycle. Usually we don't accept like woods, like wooden bars or something like that, because like if we're in the forest, well, they should be there. But even if we're in the city, it's not something we could do anything about after the event. So, well, this is important. What you can process and recycle after the event, and as an organizer, you need to have some contractor or a partner or your own capabilities to remove the waste and process it in a way. And it depends on your city and the country, because not every city has infrastructure for recycling and everything. So this is an important part. But as for the map is just a tool to help players, but they can pick anything they want within the rules. Okay, let me check the chat. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss any contact information. Okay. Any other questions or impressions on the experience, the application? We don't have a lot of people right now. Jean Palmus, I believe you didn't have a word before, but you're there. Maybe you want to talk, to reflect the experience, say something about the application, and do you want to use it? Do you find it useful for you? Oh, I actually looked at the gallery, but didn't look at the list. There's still a lot of people who didn't talk yet. Well, it's fine, but if you have something to say about the application and the experience, if you want to use it in the near future or distant future, let me know. If you have any questions before we end, please ask. There is a question. Could you shortly explain what one can do with the collected points? Yeah. So the main idea about the points is to win in the game. So you don't spend them, you just collect them. And there are categories, like there could be family category when you go to collect it with your family, and there could be a category of individuals or category of group of friends or corporate teams, different categories. In every category, there is a winner, a person who gets more points than others. The number of points depends on, do you sort litter in the process or not? If someone in your team collects only plastic in bags, or you hold several bags with you, that could be useful for you if you want to win. But there is a way to spend some points. You can purchase some useful inventory. Just let me find the right words in English, because in that way my English is Not perfect. Yeah, I remembered. You can purchase a card, for example, a card like a card to collect litter in and to move faster between locations. This is just an example, and there are different kind of inventories you can purchase with the game points, but you don't. The main point of spending points is just to earn more points. If you just spend them, then it's not very useful. And some players they didn't run for winning. They just do it for fun, for pleasure, and some of them really pursue the final prize. There are different motivations across the players. Okay, Carl, how you can contact me? There is a link with Zoom support posted. Yes, that's true. And you send me your contact information, right, Carl? Yes, you did. So anyway, I will follow up all of you who posted your contact information after this workshop, and we will find the way to implement our methodology and application in your cleanups. We'll be happy to have you using our application and methodology on World Cleanup Day on 18th of September, and on any other Let's Do It events during the year, as well as your special events you can do on your own. Like there was a mention of school project, and there are different ways to cooperate here. Anyway, I will be happy to meet you on World Cleanup Day this autumn. Thank you very much for opportunity to talk here. Thank you for participation in the workshop and for running for litter outside or at home. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything to ask, please use the link in the chat. There is the contact information of myself. I suppose that's it.
Thank you, Anton. This was really inspiring, and thank you, everybody. We are now about to close the session and see you in the other meetings. Thank you, everybody, and bye.
Bye-bye.